Take it back, Julian.
Take what back? Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast.
No, it's...
Can I do it again?
Can I do it again?
Can I do it again?
It's the Jenna Podcast. Get out for that. Don't make a fart noise in our intro. What's wrong with you? Okay, come back.
I can take the mic with me, Beach. Welcome back to the Jenna Julien Podcast, where this week's episode is brought to you by Save $10
Julian!
by going to that.
Okay, you're not going to make fart noises for this whole podcast.
Sometimes you have to make a few fart noises. Just a few.
Dear
Too many?
God, it's me, Jenna. Please give me the patience.
Well, you told God I said.
Okay.
Kai.
Seriously, though, there are no sponsors this week. We're sleep deprived. We just finished our 24-hour stream. We started at 6 a.m. Saturday morning. We ended 6 a.m. this morning. We slept from 7 a.m. until late this afternoon. So we are a little... I'm out of it. I'm out of it.
Slept. Guy who puts things in quotations for no reason. 24 hours.
We literally woke up today, 8, and now we here. I don't know where I am. I don't know what day it is.
Yeah, we knew that this podcast was going to be just kind of all over the place because, I don't know. We've been up for 24 hours before because we've like pulled all-nighters for videos and whatnot. But
yeah, I do that often, I feel like.
Yeah. I realized that the other day, like, I was going to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was like, I woke up just like a few hours after now in the morning. I've pretty much been up for 24 hours. Like, it kind of can just happen if you're busy.
Like,
but
well, yeah, but I feel like we do that enough where you're, for a lot of different reasons, not like super frequently, but like there are plenty of days where you've stayed up for 24 hours. And I do.
Plenty of days.
But
more days than you think.
In the past, you used to like get non-functional at like a certain amount of time where you weren't sleeping. Like you just you would shut off. But I really do feel like staying awake and functioning without sleep is a skill that you can get better at. I don't think that makes it like good for you or like that you should do it. But like literally in the army, or there's like different groups of whatever Green Berets. There was that TV show where they show like their training, and it's like the most insane shit you've ever seen. Mm-hmm. But specifically, part of their training is like staying up for days in a row. Like you can get good at it. But
yeah,
like...
it's like anything else. Well,
so
really,
I wasn't like exhausted during the 24-hour stream, like sleep wise. So it was okay. I mean, you do start to go a little crazy because you've been playing video games for 24 hours straight.
Yeah, but I feel like you said, like anything else, you can just get good at staying up. You get better at least. Yeah. Like I remember when I first met you, and we used to, it was new to me to stay up all night. I mean, obviously I went to college, so I had those occasional nights, but it was nothing like when we would have to stay up all night editing or shooting or both. So yeah, like
welcome to my world. Well, we on internet hours.
Yeah, welcome to the internet more like, and like, but yeah, so it wasn't quite being tired, like you're ready to go to sleep. For me, it was just like I'm done being on. Yeah. Because being on is what is the most taxing.
24 hours.
You're being watched. There's no moment where like throughout your day, even if you go to an office job or wherever you go, you generally are like in front of people or you're interacting with people. And when you have moments to yourself, like whether you're on a cigarette break or you go to the bathroom or you're on the bus or whatever, put your headphones in, you're at the gym, you're able to just kind of like turn off and just, you don't get that on the 24-hour stream because there's every single second you're being watched. And that is what at hour 20 you're just like, I'm cool staying up, I just don't want to be streaming. That was like my thought. But it was a brilliant time, and the support was mental, and Twitch put us on the front page, and it was so cool. It was just great. Really fun time.
We had a great time. But I mean, I feel a little fucking crazy today. Yeah. Although today was cheat day, and I already had some really good food, so I felt really good about that.
I had good food today too, and we don't have a sponsor this week, but Postmates did spot us $30 because they knew we were doing a stream for 24 hours.
That was so nice.
And they sponsored the podcast, so just saying.
They just literally DM'd Julian during his stream, and they were like, just in case you need some like food later, here's $30. Yeah. It's really nice.
And I took them up on that shit. All right. I want you to tell me and tell our friends here about this new show that you found.
Oh my God. It is like it. You fell asleep the other night because I was watching Hulu. I really like Hulu, by the way. Like I think I watch Hulu more than I watch Netflix.
I definitely watch Hulu more than I watch Netflix, and I watch Netflix just to watch The Office and Breaking Bad over and over.
Why don't you just like buy those and like have that? You don't need a streaming service to watch the same.
Can I buy a DVD?
My new favorite thing is when Julian no longer says "can I," he only says "Kai," like a toddler. Kai go bathroom.
Kai go bathroom. Why is it that when you combine those two words into Kai, it just makes you sound completely like a child?
Because it's funny. Like that's what little kids sound like.
Okay, go on.
Kai have some mac and cheese.
Kai go Jonathan's house.
Kai is my favorite conjunction.
Kai.
It should be an official conjunction.
Junction. What's your...
Okay. No more fart noises.
It's not a fart noise.
It is a fart.
There are so many things that can make that noise. That's not a fart. Maybe don't generalize, please.
Like what? Name one.
When you make a fart noise with your armpit, that's not a fart noise. That's an artificial noise.
You just called it a fart noise.
Fuck.
So I was watching, like, I think I watched the most recent Bachelorette, which is, oh, man, I hate that show, but I just continue to watch it. But you know how Hulu, what are you looking at me like that for?
I don't know. You hate when I say talk closer to the mic, so I just stare at the mic.
All right, I'm talking. Oh
my God. Whoa.
Kick the whole table.
What did the table do?
I'm sorry,
it's
boy.
okay.
I'm fucking tired. Relax.
I'm just trying to up our audio
There's a
quality.
dog bed over here. The audio sounds great. I'm wearing a bathrobe, but it's like kind of hot in here. Like, okay.
We're struggling today, y'all.
But so I was watching like the newest episode of The Bachelorette or whatever, and you know how Hulu or Netflix will just start playing like another Hulu, I think in particular, they'll just start playing another show after it.
They autoplay just to get you interested.
Yeah, like so many times at night, like I'll put on an episode that I wasn't able to watch that week, you know, whatever it aired, and like you'll be like, yeah, I want to watch it. 3 seconds later, you're asleep. I watched the entire episode. No, like I'm telling you how I got there. Okay, right. So Julian will be asleep, and then something else.
Shouts out to all my people who fall asleep at night.
Yeah, you. You really do. Like you fall asleep, and I just cannot. Like I just sit there. Right, like I can't fall asleep. So I'm watching the Bachelorette, and then like I've found myself in like the weirdest, I guess, like, you know, you can fall down a YouTube hole. This is a Hulu hole. Mm-hmm. Like you'll be watching, I don't know, a cupcake show, and then all of a sudden I watched an entire season or 2 seasons of like some Wall Street television show that was on in like the 90s. Like I just watch the weirdest stuff that I don't pick for myself, but sometimes I'm kind of down. Like if I'm invested, I'm invested. So I don't watch any live television anymore unless it's on like YouTube TV. But even that's like I'll go in there with an intention of watching something live. You know, like I'm gonna tune into this show
something
live.
Specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that show that I like is on at 8 p.m. I'm gonna watch it live on Hulu. I'm not often or YouTube TV. I'm not often like browsing live television for something to watch.
Yes.
So I don't watch any like network shows. So we no longer have cable. So I let the Hulu just start playing whatever was playing after it. And I hear this like, this giant fucking stage, and this guy in a suit, and he's like, welcome to the proposal. And I'm like,
but like you have to explain
bitch, my intention is here. What? The proposal what?
But like you have to explain what it looks like, because behind him, it literally looks like some shit.
It looks like The Voice.
Well,
it looks like the off season of The Voice, like that kind of stage, those kind of lights.
But it's like a dark, weird, like.
Hold on, I'm not there.
No,
yet.
but I'm just saying, like, you have to describe like where, like, before the audience shows up, like he looks like he's in this like vortex of black and like silver. It's like creepy.
So I'm letting it play, and I hear "Welcome to the proposal," and I'm like, okay, you have my attention, yes, and bitch, what? And he's like, I don't know if anybody knows what this show is. Like, I haven't seen anybody like laughing about it on Twitter or anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I get all of my information, and
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody. It's a show where they pageant style. They have a bachelor or a bachelorette. Like, they do a montage in the beginning where they're like, let's meet our suitor. And the entire person's, it's like Black Mirror. The entire person's like body is galaxied out in this like gray blobby orb.
Literally,
they're doing a
literally the
voiceover.
same exact. I'm jumping in here. Literally the same exact effect they used in The Leftovers. Remember the intro to The Leftovers, like season 3, where it was like a picture of a family, except one of them was galaxied out?
Yeah.
It was like that. Like
Yeah,
exactly
it's
like that, if you've seen that.
They look like blob people, and they're doing like a voiceover. They do. And they're doing like a voiceover, and they seem like nice, normal, regular people. And then I'm like, there's no way this is real. There's no way that they're doing this. They're like, all right, so let's meet our candidates or whatever. They walk down a gigantic staircase. They all come out. They read the description of them like they're doing a pageant. They're like, here's Karen. She loves playing the trumpet, and she also has a giant collection of baseball cards, and she roller skates in her free time. They walk out in like their cocktail dress, and then they all stand there, and I'm like, this is the weirdest thing ever. They can't see the suitor because the suitor is sitting inside of a pod behind a black wall, and I'm like, this is Black Mirror. This is a giant, there's like sparkling lights, and just, it's the biggest production for like the stupidest fucking thing you could ever imagine.
You like see this whole bit about the suitor's life, but you never see their face ever.
Yeah, you never see their face. And so the people in the pageant can't see their face either because they're sitting behind a pod. So then, like, you know, however long, couple minutes of people coming down the stairs and walking out, I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, I'm laughing. Like, there's no way that anyone's taking this seriously. Like, this is a joke, right? Like, it's a meme. Like, you guys are doing, this is funny.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Funny,
I get it.
I
It's
yeah,
funny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, suitor. They address them by their name, like, Mike, who would you out of these lovely, 15 ladies, why don't you go ahead and pick 7 that you'd like to get to know better? And I'm like, you're really just making him do it right off the bat, just based on, they've said nothing yet.
Yeah.
So then they eliminate them based on looks and description alone, like a car. He picks 7 or however, 5 people, I don't know, 8. And then I'm like, no way, this is wild. What the fuck else is going to happen? Then he's like, all right, so after the break, since physical appearance is such an important part of a relationship, now we're going to get to know our contestants a little better by doing the next portion of this in their swimwear. And I'm like, no fucking way. There's no way. No.
Yeah.
They come out in their swimsuits. Like, it's not a joke.
Well,
it's not a
basically
meme.
like they're trying to condense the dating process. Well, not only condense it, they're trying to fit the whole dating process minus one person, so half the dating process that covers the basically existence of the whole couple into 20 minutes. So they're like, okay, here are like 3 traits about this person. Like you said, like a dog or like a fucking car. Like, here are 3 traits. Okay, do you not like that one? Shove that one aside. Okay, now you have to see what it looks like naked. Here they are naked.
Yeah.
It's like, it's literally like condensing a relationship.
So they come out in their swimsuits. And this is all like just wildly assuming that all of these women would like to date this man.
Who no one has seen yet. Like, literally not even the audience has
seen it. So then they come out, and I was pleasantly surprised by the swimsuit portion. They didn't really focus a lot on their
it wasn't like you'd expect. Yeah.
It wasn't like as bad as I thought it could have been. Like, a lot of those girls came out in tank tops and shorts, and I'm like, that's cute. Like, I appreciate that. And then there was like this glimmer of time when I was like, oh, these people are serious, and oh, this is legit, or like, that's kind of nice. So like, they would come out and you'd expect them to give these like really nervous pageant answers, which there were a couple of, and they're hysterical. They're so funny because these people just freeze up under these lights because why the fuck wouldn't, like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah. But he hands this girl the mic, the first one, Jessica or whatever, and
You're painting a great picture.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, so she comes out in her swimsuit and her like little cover up, and she's holding a fucking book, and you're like, sick. And he's like, all right, why don't you tell our suitor Mike something about yourself? And she's like, okay, well, since, I'm here, I want to be vulnerable. And she takes off her cover up and the crowd goes wild. And I'm like, this is kind of nice. And, she's like, I'm looking for a guy.
Oh my God, I know what you're going to say.
And she said, I'm not going to say anything.
No, I know which part you're going to talk about. I remember what you're talking about now.
I'm just describing.
Are you talking about the anxiety thing that she said? Or the depression thing?
Oh no, that was Morgan.
Oh God.
I mean, I if you guys want to watch it, you can. This obviously we have nothing to do with it. It's bizarre to watch. I'm just describing like what the show is in case you don't want to watch it. Because I wouldn't blame you. Yeah. But so she takes off her cover up and she's like, I just want to be vulnerable. And then she's like holding a scrapbook of her family and describing that she really is looking for someone. And I'm like, wait a second, this is legit. Like that was really nice what she said, and that felt honest and real.
Yeah.
And I also noticed that every time they cut to commercial break, they're using they have a live audience there, but that they're definitely using some like crowd noises to like amp up the energy, because every time he goes, all right, well, we'll come back right after this break. And you hear the same clip of this guy going, yeah, as if anyone's response to we'll be back after this is yeah. The same break, it's that same guy screaming, yeah. So then he finally whittles it down to a couple or whatever, and he walks out. And then the whole thing is that he's going to propose to one of them. And he does. He proposes to one of them after they come out in their evening wear, and they have to like plead their case as to why they'd make a good wife or something. Mm-hmm. But then the editing and the last like scene, I'm not going to spoil it in case you want to watch it, but like the last sort of scene of the show is like, it just was the most Black Mirror thing I've ever seen, because the crowd is cheering on these two complete strangers who have just decided to get engaged for no reason other than a television show. And they keep cutting back and forth between them kissing. Peach is outside that door, by the way. Oh. Them kissing, and the girl that has been standing and like saying that she'll love him and honor him and cherish him is walking up the stairs like to backstage, and they keep cutting back and forth between that girl walking, people cheering and screaming, them kissing, and there's like fake fireworks going off.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? What the hell?
I mean, okay.
Like, at least on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, like, there's no live studio audience reacting to someone being like, I choose you.
No, for sure.
And they're not doing it at the same time, so that the person that gets rejected is, like, physically present to get rejected.
For sure. But
they used to do that in Flavor of Love and, like, Rock of Love.
Well, let me pose this way to you.
What?
Like, because you've watched The Bachelor a lot.
Or The Bachelor. A lot.
Well, I mean, a lot more than I have. Let's just say that. Like I have.
Yeah, I haven't seen all the seasons. I watched like I'd say the last.
But I would say like I don't know. You've watched The Bachelor enough to like kind of be desensitized to like what it is. Like, because it's a ridiculous concept.
Well, yeah.
But you've watched it.
Everything's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm just saying, like, it is a pretty ridiculous concept. But the more you watch it, it just becomes like a TV show, and you're just like, okay, it's entertainment. Like, it's fine. But like,
I watch it because I fucking hate it.
Okay, let me get to my point.
Okay,
my point is the live studio audience is super Black Mirror-y because it's like the audience reacting in front of what's happening. It's a live version of The Bachelor.
That's what I just said.
I know. But what I'm saying is that's already what's been happening with The Bachelor. Ever since The Bachelor started, or anything like it, where it's like, okay, you're literally like, you're dating you're a stranger, dating a stranger. Everyone's rich and beautiful. And suddenly like millions and millions of people love you and it. That's Black Mirror shit has already been existing. Now it's just in one room, happening all at once.
Well, yeah, but that's what I just said. The worst Black Mirror part about it is that if you're a person in the audience, you're cheering for these people that just got engaged while simultaneously cheering a poor girl that's walking up the stairs and backstage because she just got rejected.
Yeah, I know.
But the fact that it's live and in front of people is so insane.
I think it's just as insane to have that reaction.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
All right.
But yeah, so anyways, Julian.
No, but you're right.
I get it. But it was just like the most ridiculous show I've ever seen. So then obviously there were 2 episodes and you had fallen asleep long before this. So I watched the whole first thing in sort of like disbelief. And I'm like, oh, there's another episode. Thank you, Hulu, for queuing that up for me immediately right after the first one was over. Because, you know, the episode ends relatively abruptly because it's just like, yeah, fireworks. Congratulations to our new couple. We'll see you guys next time. And then it just the show's over. And I'm like, there's no closure. What the hell is happening? Like, what is going on? Do they even live in the same location? Are they ever going to see each other again? Like, what the hell is this? That's what I really like about them. They do it pageant style because they're like, all right, here's our suitor. Yeah. You know, he's from Bakersfield. Here's Alexa, and she's from fucking Delaware. And you're like, well, how is this going to logistically work? Do you guys care? Like, what the hell is this? Cut to episode 2, right? And the suitress is a suitress. She's a lady.
She's a lady, and they show
and she's
you
a blob lady.
And they show you her lips in the intro video. This time you get to see her lips. But to be fair, they did give an update. They were like, everyone's question was,
"Is this real?"
And then did you already say that?
No,
they
that's
were like,
what I was getting.
Yeah.
And then in the episode 2, they were like, they had gone on Good Morning America or something, and they were like, "Oh, we've been seeing each other."
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's cute.
It's kind of a cute couple after the first episode.
Yeah, that's sweet, but like, there's no way that you guys are gonna have a higher success rate than like, it happened one time.
They're not looking for success rates. They're looking for numbers, dude.
Right?
They don't care.
But isn't that sick?
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's totally fucked up. It's fucked up that like, it's weird the way for me the way it's narrated. Jesse Palmer, is that who it was?
I don't know his name.
I think he's a former athlete. I don't know. It sounds familiar. But he the way he hosts it is weird because he's basically like narrating.
It's a beauty pageant.
It's a beauty pageant /date.
Yeah.
Blind date.
Yeah.
Literally one half of a blind date.
Well, I mean, those shows have existed since forever.
Yeah.
And like you watch them, you know, you think about the really, really old ones, like actual literal blind date. Mm-hmm. And you're like, this is fun. It's entertainment. Like the best thing you could hope for is that these people actually like each other. But like logistically, it's just like, it's so not possible. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I guess it's like I struggle sometimes with like my idea of like when I'm consuming media, right? Like I'm watching it, I'm having a reaction to it. It's making me angry or frustrated or like anything. And I'm like, am I the majority of this audience, or are the other people in the audience being like thinking that this is super legit or like super real?
No,
like,
I think it's
that's what I feel about The Bachelorette and The Bachelor.
I think it's the power of entertainment. It's like, well, not entertainment, that's the wrong word. It's the power of like camera and lights and Hollywood and money. It's like the moment there's some sort of investment with a crew of cameramen and a network that's going to buy it behind anything, like people automatically care. It does not matter what the content is. The moment there's like attention to it, people, they care about it. It's like a fucking snap decision.
That's why I'm just like, I'm so surprised that they even found a lot of, you know, young, beautiful contestants for the like eligible people for this show, because it's like, you know, when they cast these things, right? They don't even tell these people sometimes. They're just like, come to a casting for ABC or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you just go and they interview you. And then, you know, 6 months later, they're like, hey, we're doing a show. You know, all you got to do is get on this plane that we got you for, you know, Los Angeles and stay in the hotel. And you don't even really know what you're doing, you know? But like people, like, I just don't understand in this day and age, at this point of the internet and media being, you know, everywhere all the time, why do people still agree to do whatever for television?
I don't know. I really don't. I mean,
they were like smart. She's like, I'm a neuroscientist. And you're like, what what are you doing on this like circus show? Like,
but you notice how there's no one who came from any sort of internet position or life or job. No one is showing up there and like, hey, I produce videos for an online series or anything like that, anything close to the internet, or like I write on this, whatever. My point is that like you're hearing from scientists and doctors and photographers and like people who are just like separated from the internet reality.
I mean, maybe.
Well, no, that's what I observed. That's not maybe. That's what I observed. Like I didn't see anyone come in who has any sort of like degree of being online. So you're saying
that someone that is familiar with the online world would be less likely.
Why the fuck would they go on that show?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to go on a trash reality dating show, there's probably way better ones or internet ones to go on than The Proposal on ABC.
Yeah. Well, that's like what I liked about what Trisha did on Big Brothers. It's like, here's a person that in no way needs to be on a television show at all, even though she's been on every television show ever created.
Yeah.
But like, she did it because she can and because she wanted to and because she's such a huge personality. She knows that she can make that show pretty fucking fantastic.
And she did.
Well, like, think about all the people that they clearly cast for, like, The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or some other reality TV shows. Like, they don't even necessarily need to be right for the show. If they're entertaining and make great television, fuck it. You're hired. Get over here. You know? But some of the people that were taking it really seriously, I'm just like...
I feel bad for them, honestly.
Well, a little.
Yeah.
But not too much. I mean, good for them. You know, maybe they were doing it with really nice intentions of, like... I've been looking for a partner for all these years. Nothing's working. Fuck it. I'll go on a TV show. Like, I like to hope that that's what they were
for sure.
thinking.
And like,
regardless of their education or their life or their job or, you know.
My main problem with this show is that it's centric. It's like audience reaction centric. It's all based on the live, like, love fair that everyone's having, cheering these strangers on, kissing and proposing and shit. Because I'll bring up Married at First Sight because that's a good show.
I love that show.
And I want to bring that up because I feel like that was like one of the first dating-based reality shows that I actually felt like they had any sort of care or interest into whether or not these people loved each other.
Right.
It was the first time I'd seen a dating show where they brought actual experts and they actually had therapy and counseling sessions and talked to them and checked in on them. And like at the end of the show, there wasn't this big live audience and it was just like they just wanted to see if this experiment would work and they gave it every single like piece of, you know, ingredient that it might need with all the relationship help that they gave them. And so you go from a show like that, which I really enjoyed because it's just interesting. It's just a human experiment. And everyone, I think, in some capacity is interested in watching a human experiment. After going from that to a show like this, where it's like there's no
care.
Team of relationship experts there. There's all they say is our team of blue. What do they say? Blue ribbon matchmakers. What the fuck is a blue ribbon matchmaker anyway?
I don't know. That sounds like a dog show.
Yeah, like what in the world? So he's just like, our team of blue ribbon matchmakers compiled, which is a fucking flat out lie.
I didn't even hear that.
That's
honestly,
a flat out lie, by the way.
I agree.
There's no team of anything.
Our casting directors were able to get this many people here.
Literally just a straight up lie that it was a team of anything besides a casting team. But they're like, yeah, we've compiled blah, blah, blah. And then they walk in and it's just like there's all this like shit show of like people just being completely superficial and stupid and in love for no reason. But like, I hate that, you know, I hate and love, but I hate that this sort of gives like the worst name to like a dating show, right? Because I honestly think Married at First Night and Love at First Trip, or what is it called? Flight.
Well, that's on the same, they're both on TLC. So maybe they have similar, or they only have a certain type of dating show. But I agree with you that it's been done in the past where there's like, you can tell the difference between a show that maybe in theory cares a little more about the people that are on it and what happens to their lives. And then there's shows that are just here for like attention and ratings and, you know,
well, I mean,
if someone could get taken away in an ambulance, that'd be wonderful for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, again, like the counter argument could be made, like nobody watched Married at First Sight. It was a very niche show.
I love that show.
It didn't do any good numbers. Like, of course, it didn't do numbers like The Bachelor. If you're trying to be the live Black Mirror version of The Bachelor, you've done a great job with The Proposal. Like, if that's what you're going for, that's a good job.
That's what I think. But like, where is the line, and why is the line?
Have sex on stage live.
Oh my God!
I don't know. I'm joking, but I'm serious. Like, that's like, where does it end?
But like,
I don't know.
But why do I love Married at First Sight? And you know, you watch the progression of their relationship over 90 days or whatever, and if they choose to stay married or if they want to legally divorce, or you know, why do I find that to be acceptable? But if two people just meet in a pageant style thing and propose to each other after it, I'm like, that is milking it. Like, where is my line? I guess. Or where is anyone's line in terms of entertainment and why?
I think the line is when you're watching it, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah,
when
how
you
it
watch,
makes you feel.
Yeah, when you watch Married at First Sight, there's so many moments where you're like, you actually can relate, or you want to feel for these people, or you're invested, or it grabs you, right? Like it's a lot of raw moments. There just are, because like a lot of the time there are cameras there, yeah, but it's a pretty real situation these people are in, and they take it very seriously for the most part. There's none of that in The Proposal or in The Bachelor. There's absolutely none of that. Behind every corner of anything, there's a producer organizing something to happen that's all superficial, that's all stupid and flashy just for a number.
Yeah, I guess I gravitate towards a show where I know it's not being produced in a way that a reality television show might be produced.
Yeah, and I agree with you that I watch The Bachelor because I hate it. I only watch it when you turn it on, but I watch it because I hate it too.
Yeah.
I watch the fuck out of that show. But when Married at First Sight is on, I'm fucking invested, dude.
Yeah,
I want these fuckers to like figure it out. I want them to be happy.
But if they don't, I want them to split up and be happy too.
Yes,
I care about the people that are on that show.
Yeah. Because no one fucking volunteers to be on. Well, you'd think, but you'd think that no one volunteers to be on Married at First Sight to get famous. Like that's not the route that you take. It's just like,
well, it wouldn't work because you would get divorced.
Well, yeah, true. My opinion though is like, you think about Married at. What is that thing?
Mama, what are you doing?
What is it doing down there? Think about Married at First Sight, and like, I'm with you. I'm not single, and all of my 20s I've spent in a relationship with you, and I'm so happy, and I'm like lucky and everything. But if I were single in my 20s and maybe late into my 20s and going to my 30s, I mean, who knows at what point in my life I might say, hey, fuck it. I'm going to go on Married at First Sight and see what happens. Like literally, what's the worst that could happen?
Well, you get divorced.
You get divorced on TV.
But if you went on a dating show,
or something. Yeah, something where you're like, fuck it, right? Like you just finally, you're like, hey, what do I have to lose by doing this? And then you just go into it. Like I can relate to that a little bit in like some other, life.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I feel like that there's plenty of contestants on those shows that go on there and are just like, complete regular normal people with regular lives that are genuinely maybe looking for somebody. But then you have the awful people.
People that can ruin it.
I think the most important thing to me is, does it feel authentic? And that show, The Proposal, did have those moments of you're like, wow, that was really honest of that person. Or like, I appreciated that they did that or said that. And that makes me feel like they're coming from a place that's real. And so maybe I should treat this whole thing as real. But I just fucking can't, because the showmanship of that stage and where they're holding it just completely ruins that moment of authenticity for me.
And the space cage that this person is hiding in the whole time.
I just I'm so spoiled by having so much YouTube and internet and stuff like that in my life, where I'm like, I don't necessarily want to watch somebody doing the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen. I want to watch someone live their life. I want it to feel authentic and feel real.
Yeah.
If it was, something like what Shane made of Tana Mojo, the docu-series, like, yes, that's fucking riveting. I'd rather watch that than someone, organize their bathroom. But like, I'm still probably gonna watch that video of someone organizing their bathroom later. Like the subject matter can be a little more riveting given the topic.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want to watch something that's far more authentic than what is currently being provided for us on network television. Like, you guys have an okay idea here that's existed in the past of people just at, first sight or their first meeting or whittling down from a group of people, and you got to propose to one of them. Like, that concept isn't bad. They just make it so fucking fake and unbearable that it completely glazes over all of those moments of honesty that these people are maybe actually feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and like, where's the trajectory going, right? Like in a world where everything's just being increasingly more extreme and nuts and stupid for numbers, like The Bachelor, like The Proposal. You look at, like, say, the first episode of The Bachelor ever, right? Like, or the oldest version of that
or
concept.
Real World,
or whatever. Like, I'm more focused on like the dating thing though. And then you fast forward to, you're like, okay, let's see where this trajectory goes 10, 15, 20 years from now. And you end up The Proposal. You're like, okay, there's a live audience. There's this person's hidden in a space cage with lights on it. No one can see them. They have a TV in there. They can watch everything.
They're no longer going on a date. They're getting married.
They're literally God. And at the end of it, they're getting married, and everyone loses their fucking shit for it. They've never met either of these people. They're not famous.
Right.
okay, 20 years from then, what is it? Like, what the fuck? What's next? You know what I mean? What is the more extreme, elevated, weird, futuristic Black Mirror version of this fucking shit?
The more Black Mirror version of that is you're gonna have to pick a mate, and then they're gonna combine your DNA, and you guys are gonna have a kid right there.
They have a machine.
You have to logically decide who's
child.
gonna make the best mate for you genetically.
It's called Marriage Simulator.
Ooh,
live Marriage Simulator live.
Oh,
so you're literally there from the time they meet to the time that they are dead. And you see in the span of a TV show, somehow you see the simulation of every fight, every kid, every
in the future.
argument.
No, they wouldn't even have to conceive it. They would just put their DNA
That's what I'm
together.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
And they'd have one of those things where it grows the baby super fast, and it's not even in someone's body. And then they're like, "Congratulations, y'all! Here's your baby." And then the show's
you'd have a
over.
genetically engineered child, and then you'd have a fast forwarded version simulation of a relationship and a life, and you would literally have to cheer that on live.
Oh. That's heavy.
And then, when it's over, the producers walk away to their paychecks. The audience walks away to their normal lives, and these people are stuck with this life.
And they've picked a villain. The audience has already picked who they love and who the villain is.
And they're voting on it online. So everyone in the world is seeing a live update. And so
and whoever's the villain in their life is completely fucking ruined. And they get to live in that hell because they signed up for a television show.
And all they want to do is live a normal life after that. Because of this show, they've been destroyed.
I'm sweating now.
Dude, we just created an episode of Black Mirror.
I agree.
We just did.
But like, I guess that's like, whenever I watch The Bachelor, I keep using that as an example. There's plenty that have existed before that. But like, you've seen so many instances, right, of like pretty normal people, or even if they're like, you know, a little out there, but the way that they get edited and portrayed in the show is like, especially The Bachelor and Bachelorette, where each season they desperately need that one really unsavory person to stick around. And you clearly
Chad.
Yeah, they'll put catalysts in there and they'll set these people up in situations where they're just like gonna irk each other and bring out the worst in each other. But they always need that one person to have, you know, the audience really dislike and the cast members really dislike.
Yeah, they need to create a united front.
Right, and
something.
they cast them on purpose.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just like, when you know that, why would anyone choose to be like, okay, yeah, I'll embarrass myself and have people hate me, you know, on television? Why?
Well, it's that same desire to be like on TV at all costs that everyone for all of the history of TV has had.
For what? What's in it for you?
I don't know. The people who want to do that, though, they're not long-term thinkers. They don't have a 10-year plan. They're just trying to get on a reality show to make a name for themselves any way they can. So if you're Chad and you get to a Bachelor tryout and you're like, I'm going to be the fucking heel. And I'm going to be damn good at it, which he was. He was a brilliant heel, and he knew what he was doing the whole time. But like people like that, they just, I don't know, they know that they can do it, and they know that there's a demand for it. It's like anything else. I don't know. It's bizarre. But I can understand why a person like that might do it.
Yeah, it makes me feel bad for them.
He does fucking like appearances now. Like that dude, he you know.
It just makes you feel bad for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, like,
because I'm like, you didn't.
Dude, who do you feel
bad
for
that
though?
Way. They didn't edit themselves that way.
Yes, but all of the bad edits they received may have been part of something that they wanted.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, I just thought I was like in bed laughing at that fucking show. Like, what the hell? What the hell?
All right, so what is your prediction for episode 3?
Well, they're going to go back to a suitor because now they've done a suitor and a suitress, and I feel like the pattern is boy, girl, boy, girl.
What if they did a gay episode, though?
I would love that. I think
they're not progressive enough. They absolutely won't.
Well...
Are you kidding? This is the most like old.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to agree with you, but yeah, I feel like just by... You could sort of tell who that audience was, and it didn't seem like...
It was like the same audience that watches Dancing with the Stars. It's like older.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
That makes me sad.
It's just like what TV is. It's like what the demo of TV is. Old people watch TV.
Oh, man, that makes me fucking pissed.
Old people and young people who are disconnected from the internet. But that's, I don't know.
But it's not old people that are the problem. It's
older, not old people. I just mean like not young, not millennials.
Well, I think and please don't take any of those comments and be offended. I think you understand where we're coming from. I think that I would love to see any gay couple, any gender of any sexuality be like, we'd love to just get proposed to, you know? Like, if you're gonna be a fuck show, at least be an inclusive one, for fuck's sake.
True. I mean, that does beg the question, like, when is The Bachelor gonna do that? If they ever will. Do you think they will ever?
That's been pissing me off for fucking years, and I feel like it's been pissing off a lot of people. Yeah. Just fucking do it already, just for fuck's sake.
God.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know what the next episode's gonna be like, but I don't even know if I enjoy watching it either, is the thing. Like it's
a bizarre feeling. It
makes me feel weird.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not riveted by it. Like I could be on my phone. I'm not captivated. That show to me is just so surface level.
I guess I'm wondering, have you ever watched a television show that's made you feel uncomfortable, or just like you didn't know if you were enjoying it or not, or why, and like what that show looked like? That's what I feel like about that. Because I don't even know if I'm enjoying myself. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm feeling. It's just like it's a bizarre thing to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't browse TV enough to, like, maybe I have. I'm trying to think. Like a reality show? Oh, no.
What?
I was going to say Broken Skull Ranch, but that show's dope. I love that show.
Well, that's a competition reality show.
Yeah, but that started out as like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Stone Cold? Like, what? But yeah, I don't know. Again, like those Hulu, those TV, those YouTube holes, like, they're interesting because you find some shit that you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, do you see The Proposal as becoming a show that gets canceled after 5 episodes? Yes. Like it looks like it's going to be, or do you see it being like the catalyst for like the biggest new live Bachelor version of whatever?
No, I don't. I think that they continue to pump out that type of television show in different formats and see what sticks, because it's like you in theory have an endless pool of free talent and free content. It's like talent shows.
Yeah.
It's like why you keep seeing The Voice and the fucking American Idol. Like they can pop it up, repackage it, trash it, get new hosts, change the format in some sense, but it's all the same thing in theory. It's you have a bunch of people come provide your content for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what dating shows are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that show can continue to last, because
who the fuck is
you're asking people to agree to just be married? Like I think at some point you're going to open the floodgate to just pure trolls, where everyone's just like, they'll lie to any casting director and be like, yeah, I'm really ready to get married. And then they'll get up there and they'll be like, I fucking hate everybody. Like, I just feel like you're opening yourselves up to some trolls.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that they wouldn't invite that, though. They probably like the ratings or people watching it. But I don't know. I think that even if that show doesn't survive, some other newer...
The Bachelor's going to take note and do a live group date next season, where they go out and do a group date with an audience. No. Are you down for that?
No.
Hey, babe, are you down to go do a live date?
No.
And go live on Twitch and date?
No. That's, but see, that's totally different to me.
I know, I'm joking.
If you and I went live on our date on our Twitch stream, that's a totally different experience, because no one is producing it.
It's not even the same
right?
ballpark.
It's not even close.
It's us. It's just like everything we do online, including our live streams, are just an extension of our... Well, it's also just an extension of our lives. Like,
yeah.
We're giving you basically unfiltered us all the time in some form of content, whether it's a 24-hour stream, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a vlog, whether it's a video of you turning yourself in your chair. You're giving people this like window into like you as a human.
Right.
So if we were to go live on Twitch and go on a date, it would just be the same version of that, just on a date. There's, like you said, there's no producers, there's no anything aside from us. No one's bringing like your father that you haven't talked to in 30 years into the situation, and you're like, oh my God, I'm completely unprepared for this. Yeah, or looking up what song triggers you about your ex-boyfriend and playing
blasting it in the background. It's much more easy for us to be like, all right, we're gonna go on a live date and just live stream it, because all you have to do is be yourself and live your life. And like,
oh, here's a show idea.
What?
The Breakup. Mm-hmm. Okay, a couple.
Oh my God.
A couple who has explored every option to try to stay together, but will not stop fighting because they've gotten to the point where it's like that the relationship's run its course, but they haven't officially broken up yet. It's like The Proposal, but it's the breakup version of the proposal. So
That's really sad, Julian.
oh yeah, oh baby, big time
Tears.
sad.
You see tears, you see dollars and numbers.
I just see green dollars floating out of people's eyes.
Oh, that is the sell your soul type
Yeah,
shit.
it is. It is.
That is disgusting.
But imagine.
To make money off of other people's tears? What the fuck? No.
But you literally described it. And like at the end of the proposal episodes, okay, I'm going to spoil something. I'm not going to say names.
Okay.
But when the person who gets proposed to accepts the proposal, there's always a runner-up. So you get to like see them experience losing that competition and watching this person kiss another person who you just proposed to. That's what happens. And then the camera just stays on that person. It's like that 5 seconds or 20 seconds of camera time on that person who just got crushed on TV. That's just extend that a little bit, and that's what I'm talking about.
That's sick.
Yeah, it is sick. I was just pitching it. I feel like someone's probably already pitched that in the network.
I feel like it's sick
meeting.
because, like, if you or I were to do it, like, say, or like Shane. Let's take Shane, for example. Like, what he's doing with Tana. If they weren't friends, or if Shane wasn't directly involved in the situation, every aspect of it, if he was just some producer that was like, I want to make a show about what you're going through, but you just star in it and then I'll release it, I'll take all the credit for it, I'll make all the money off, that feels exploity, right?
Yeah.
But if Shane does it, because it's essentially in theory about him, he also played a part in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel exploity. That's the difference between the internet and television.
Yeah.
Is that if someone's putting it on television because this person is crying, got their heart and soul crushed, and something terrible is happening to them that they had no control over.
You have the right to fucking make a video about it.
No, it feels exploity because this television producer that has no relation to this person
Yes, but
whatsoever.
you as a person making a YouTube video about your own experience is not exploited because you have the right to talk about it.
It's your life,
yes, of course.
yeah.
That's what I was saying. I agree. That's a good point.
That's why I feel like it's terrible to watch someone just walk up the stairs and like get rejected on TV while a crowd is cheering, and you're like, somebody made money off of this.
Somebody made money off of that guy.
What the hell?
Just kidding. Totally
What
rejected.
the hell?
Yeah, and it wasn't him.
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking him.
Someone sold this so that person could cry. What the hell?
Shit is sick, dude. I feel like this is so tame compared to what it could be. Mm-hmm. It's just. I don't know, man.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I watch these shows as much as anyone else.
No, it's. You're free to have your opinion on it.
I'm just literally sitting here like thinking about
TV.
it. Yeah, I'm like thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like one. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's. You watch that show and then you leave and you turn it off and you're like still thinking about it.
I just
because
can't.
it's so
I just
bizarre.
can't tell how it makes me feel.
Yeah.
I can't. But anyways. Well, let me know in the comments what shows you don't know how to feel about.
I guess the only thing worse than. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hold it in for next episode.
Sounds good, Julie.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe give it a watch if you have Hulu just to see if you like it. I want to hear what you guys think of this, though. I'm sure there's a lot of you who have watched it because I know a lot of you do the same thing as Jenna and just fall into holes on YouTube and Hulu and whatever. So we'll see you guys next week for another podcast, and then we're leaving town.
Yeah, we're gonna be in China.
We're going to China. Yeah, we're going to China. So we'll have to record a podcast in advance. We won't be podcasting from China. That'll be too difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks to all of you who might be watching or listening that was here for the 24-hour stream.
Yeah, we love you guys.
We love you guys. And
I'm gonna go back to bed now.
We're gonna crawl back into our tunnel. You guys have a wonderful week and
wakes up, eats food, rants about the proposal, goes back to bed.
Back to bed. We're such old people. You guys have a wonderful week, and
we'll see you next time.
Start it with one and end it with one.